Hi, my name is Liam Coltrane, and welcome to Project Passion. This is episode 5? I think 5. Oh gosh, 1. Yeah, 5. With Jinzee.
Hi.
If you want to give yeah, hi. My bad. I am a little all over the place this morning, but if you want to give a quick rundown on you really quick, please feel free.
Well, hello. I'm Jinzee, also known as the Proper Bird, and I talk about stories on my YouTube and on my Twitch. I also kind of do that, except a lot more chaotic.
We were talking about, passion and things like that, but we're also in the same boat, her and Jinzee and I, in terms of content creation in general, and we're at this level of almost, I'd say, frustration, to be honest.
Oh yeah.
It's and I don't think it's wrong to have this level of frustration, and not even when you're comparing yourself to other people, just like with your metrics in general.
Mm-hmm.
I want to keep going off what you were talking about just 2 seconds ago.
Okay, so recap of what we were talking about. We were talking about how growing on YouTube works and what is like a good way to grow there. I made a new channel called the Avian Library, where I put basically all the stuff that is old that I don't really want on my main channel anymore. And I thought I'd do like an experiment with that by doing daily uploads. And I mean, every day at the exact same time, scheduled, and it barely gets views. Barely. There's this myth where as long as you're consistent, then you're gonna grow. It is a lie. It is an absolute lie. Because I did get, and this is from someone who got traction immediately, right? I was like, hey, other channel, this is gonna be my Avian Library channel, go and check it out. And then they did. And even then you don't get traction.
Yeah, sorry, like folks to just jump on into this. I was like, we were talking, like, I think I should just be streaming right now. So I just want to make sure we caught everything. But no, honestly, I'm in the same boat, to be very frank. In terms of level of like content, like I literally just came off like a trajectory of going up, using sources like TikTok and Twitch, and it was working out really well. And now I'm already noticing the downward like trend, and not even a plateau. We're literally going back to where I was like prior to everything. So it's just like this constant median of success, and I don't think it's necessarily bad to look at it and it's like, oh, my numbers aren't doing good. It's like, well, if you want, it's okay to want things. It's genuinely okay. And I think we get hard on ourselves, and like, we're always, people can just view us as being ungrateful for what we want to do, but we want to do this. Like, in order to do this full time, we have to hit numbers.
Exactly. I think honestly a lot of people when they stream, especially when they've decided to make it their job, they feel like they can't say something like, oh well, I want to get to like 100 concurrent viewers and I want to get sponsors and I want to get this, because then they're afraid that the chat is going to be like, oh, are we not good enough for you? Are we not enough?
Right.
And it's like, yeah, of course you are. I'm like, I'm so happy you're here, but I'm gonna die. I need to eat food. I like food.
I think in terms of like, so your Twitch partner, you're hitting all like the things that I think that a lot of people want, but even at the partner does not guarantee success in any way, shape, or form. Not at all. I guess tell me like we can just go kind of more your experience with like how you started, where you're here, and where you're at, and kind of thing, to give people kind of a brief history.
Well, it's kind of weird because I think most people who've watched me know that I started in World of Warcraft, and I had that meteoric rise because I was the only one who did really high level guides that were short
instead
guides? Of the and most of the raid guides online at that moment were maybe sometimes an hour long, and I pushed it into 10. I just told you exactly what you needed to do, and then have fun,
you cut to the chase.
Exactly. And it got to such a point that the other guide makers, I want to say, started copying my style because they were losing viewers to me. And that's run about where I got partner. And then I got bored of World of Warcraft. And so I left. And obviously at that point, things kind of plummet. And I started just going all over the place. I realized that I'm not somebody who can sit in a single category, because I will get bored. And you will see when I get bored, because I'm yawning, literally.
Nah, the engagement's bad. The engagement that you are. That's honestly why I'm also turning off the camera for most of my streams going forward, because I have this RBF. I have this face where I just go like this blank stare. It's like I'm not. I get deep thinking face. So people think I'm pissed and don't want to come through.
I know the thinking cold face.
The thinking cold face.
Oh, he's focusing. He's into the game. He's into the zone.
People think I'm pissed. People think I'm pissed. It's either the dead, like I look sometimes dead by my, and it's just something I can't control, or I can. I just need to make sure I'm working on. But
I get it.
it's so stupid. It's like I'm like last night, for example, I literally what was I saying before is I was sort of going, I was finally getting an upward trend with my content in terms of just like, getting upward trend. Like my TikTok was popping off, and then it was bleeding over into Twitch and Instagram. We gained 1,000 followers on Twitch within like a month, and it was just like,
Nice.
I was like, this is perfect. This is the direction we want to go, right? Well, it turns out it was all for something very, very shallow in terms of like the content people wanted. Here's the thing, folks. If you're doing dating content on TikTok as even just a joke, people think that you're gonna get attract a very certain group of people, and it's not.
Yeah.
These people are bad. They're just not there for your certain content. So,
do you wanna date me?
No.
That times.
It's silly because it's like I want to do this kind of content, and nobody wants to watch this kind of content. You know what? Listen, and as a creator, I need to accept that if people don't want to watch my certain content, then I need to figure out something else. Like, that's on me.
Yeah.
But no one's obligated to watch your stuff.
Yeah, but at the same time, if you notice that you're attracting a crowd you don't want around you gotta course correct there too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I did, and it definitely bit hard. It went hard like recently, so that's why I genuinely hope any new project that I do, it takes over Twitch, to be honest, because I love Twitch. But,
yeah.
I mean, it's just
I think it's hard to grow on Twitch, but it's weird as well because I follow like newer, smaller creators sometimes, and I see other creators like that surpass me in numbers like easily because they found like a game that they can blind play through. If there's like a popular game that you've never played and you blind play through, you will get viewers
as long as
every single time.
Yep, absolutely.
As long as you're playing that game, and then when you leave and you do something else, they're gone. And that's the thing on Twitch, you can't really build a base. And if you do, it's very slowly. You have to pull them in from everywhere else, which is why at this point, content creation isn't just like, oh, I'm going to do Twitch. No, you got to do TikTok. You got to do Instagram. You got to do YouTube. You got to communicate with other content creators. You got to cross promote. Like it's cross promotion and networking. The most networking I've done in the past like couple years is this podcast. I have never done it.
No, but it's just like it's like that's the thing. It's like that's obviously one of the elephants in the room, and I didn't address it until I absolutely needed to. And it's not good. It's kind of funny though. I noticed though on Twitch specifically, you have a couple years at the most to really succeed. Otherwise, you're just gonna be in this land of just like, plateau. Like it's what it is. It is. It just comes with the territory. Like, I love what I do, but as you said earlier, you got to eat, you got to live.
Well, yeah, that's why I put myself in a deadline as well, where, like, I said this to Cole earlier, but in a year and a half, I'm just going to quit.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go and find a regular 9-to-5 because, content creation isn't just, oh, we're plateauing at a certain point. It also takes a toll on you. It's an extremely, especially mentally demanding job that I think a lot of people really don't appreciate enough. Because they think, oh, we are going to sit on Twitch and we're going to turn on the camera and play a video game. But a lot of it is also, lying awake in bed at night and thinking, oh God, what am I doing wrong?
Yeah.
Why am I going the wrong way? And then working really long hours trying to make YouTube videos on the side. And, the being live is a very small part of actually being a content creator.
Yeah, I would say most of my work goes into the side stuff now.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Honestly, you have to be willing to adjust. You have to be willing to fix things and improve things, even if you love it. Because I've done this long enough to love it. I still love it. It's a toxic relationship, though, I think, at the same time. That's probably why I like it so much. No.
No, Cole! Bad message. Don't listen to him.
Listen to Jinzee. No, but like, we're coming off. You guys probably think we're coming off like on a negative note in terms of about like we're talking about passion. We're talking about things we love. Well, this is the truth about things you love. Sometimes it's hard.
Well, and especially like the parts that are fun are just like talking to people about your passions and like the people that you meet. Because I met so many amazing people just doing this, and I wouldn't trade that for the world. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, I wish I had gotten a 9-to-5 instead. No, because then I wouldn't have I wouldn't have met my husband. Like, there's so many things I wouldn't have at that point. And
so you met your hubby through Twitch?
Yeah, I hosted him.
Ladies, if you want to find a man, host him. Don't do that. Don't. That's
No,
not the norm, but that's awesome.
That's not how it like, started fully, but that's how I met him, and we kind of, merged.
No. I mean, I don't encourage asking out. I mean, I have asked out a streamer or two, but like I never would say that's streamer to streamer. Just like viewer to streamer, I don't encourage at all.
Yeah, like it's a difference as well because he wasn't really in my community. He was just like another.
That almost works better, to be honest.
Yeah, I feel like I would never actually want to date a viewer because there's just a very strange dynamic there, where you don't.
Yeah, I mean, like, so I get it. But say for me specifically, I have a bunch of, very lovely, like, girls just in terms of just personality. If I, like, started dating them or asking them out, what does that look like?
I know, exactly.
Like, that just gives me, like, bad PR in terms of just...
Yeah.
It's a red, it's a line. It's like, no, we don't mess with that.
Especially if you get bigger, there's the power dynamic that just... Well, we don't want that.
No, then people can take that out of context in the future, and like, like, guys gonna get screwed over because of like that. Even if it was just like this, thing which is like real flirty, blah blah. If anything goes down, and then later in life, I'm the guy gets targeted every time. Sorry.
Oh, absolutely. You will. No, you will. You will.
Yeah.
But like, it's also like in general, like the streamer relationships are kind of weird, where the reason I don't usually approach people is because what if they think I'm just using them, like,
or
I'm
what if they
so
think I like
that.
what if they think I like them, like, that's
right? Like, there's like maybe one guy that I actually approached, that and a married couple, and that's it. That's just it. Because I want to make friends, I just don't know how.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that part, to be very honest. I mean, yep, that's it. Just I want to make friends. I'm not trying to use you. I'm not trying to. That is one thing I can proudly say. I've never just gone out of my way to like use people, because it's such it's so obvious when people are.
I know. Yeah, I've had it happen to me once where somebody approached me, and the only thing they ever really talked about is how to improve like their videos and their streams and whatever else. And we were never actually having a conversation. It was always, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? What should I do with this? And it's like, okay, are we talking or are we interviewing? No, that wasn't fun.
No, it's basically, you can easily get rid of your self promo section, guys, in your Discords. It's bad. In terms of, we were talking about like YouTube growth as well and things like that, and niching down. We hear that so often across the board, and us variety people don't listen.
No, like on YouTube, I feel like you have to, because
now we have to,
people won't click through otherwise. Like if somebody finds your channel on for example, Witcher lore for me, and then I don't upload Witcher lore anymore, then they're not gonna click on anything else, because that's not what they're there for. So you have to pick something that you can keep doing and enjoy. Because I got bored of Witcher lore at one point for various reasons. I just deleted part of my viewer base, basically, and that that's not how YouTube's supposed to work.
I don't do dating jokes anymore. Like I like in terms of on TikTok, and it's just I don't want that back. I don't want those people. I want gamer people that like the same things I like, and I think that comes down to attracting what you want. Like, why attract the bad? Why attract things you don't want?
Yeah, no, I feel the same way. I do want people around me that I enjoy being around, and that's why I ban so easily as well.
I think you and I ban pretty easily, like in terms of someone pisses us off. It's just like, I don't need it.
I don't have the time for it, and
someone came. Okay, this is just a little off topic in terms of banning someone. Someone came into my stream last night. So there's this total clickbait thing I do. I know it's clickbait. I do it on purpose because it's like I see other streamers just like, screw it. It sounds like fun. So I say in the going live notification that just pops up on Twitch and the Twitch app, DM Coltrane has sent you a message.
Oh my god!
It's just like. You have to understand. No, you have to understand. When you do the live message, the amount of people that click on it is abysmal. It's like I have like 6,000 followers, and like 10 people click on the going live notification on Twitch.
Oh yeah.
It's just whatever. Okay, but the second I did that, 80 people did it. 80 people clicked on it.
Okay, hold on. I'm gonna switch that message real quick.
Yeah, no, people click on it. It's so funny. And because I saw some other streamers doing it. It wasn't my idea. It's total clickbait, and I know this. But it's a joke at this point in time. And people know it's a joke. At least my community does. And because they're the only ones that really come through anyway. But this person came into my chat last night, and they were all, I really don't like that you did that as a going live notification. Can you never do that again? Otherwise, I'm going to unfollow. I'm like,
bye.
I told them, I was like, this is my, like, with respect, I'm not going to stop doing that. I can do what I want. This is, like, I didn't say this is my channel, but I'm like, actually, no, I did say, yeah, like, this is my channel. Like, if you don't want it,
It's
then
my home.
it's my place, yeah. And she's like, well, then I'm unfollowing. I was like, then don't let it, then go. No one's keeping you here, Lee. And they kept typing. They kept talking. It's like, go.
They just want you to acknowledge them.
No, I know
Why won't you listen to me?
Why won't you DM me?
DM me privately, DM Coldplay. You sent me a message, but you didn't.
They got so pissed. And then I was like going, like, that ruins the vibe of any stream when you have to go deal with that live. It just ruins the vibe. And I was just vibing last night. I just didn't, I was like, I don't care about numbers today. I'm going to play freaking...
You were playing Enter the Gungeon, weren't you?
Enter the Gungeon with crowd control, which is absolutely chaotic as heck.
I was watching a while.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Oh, speaking of niche content, we'll get to this in 1 second. But so right after that, some dude came in and was like, this is a family-friendly channel. I'm like, yeah, pretty much. And he's like, this doesn't seem like it. I'm like, you caught me at the one rant. And I tried really hard. I was like, listen, I am not going to put you in your... I said this because I was like basically grandstanding. I came in, I was like, listen, I'm not going to try and fight you. I'm not going to be sassy because, like, listen, it's not what I'm trying to do right now.
Yeah.
I should have been sassy because you know what?
You should have been.
Gets what people in.
Sassy Cole is best Cole.
Sassy Cole is... I think that is just the facts.
Yeah.
It's the facts.
You gotta play to your strengths, Cole.
Yeah, I think it's that from now on. And if you like, I can be nice, but if you go off, I'm just gonna have to.
Only when you're nice.
Yes.
You can be nice if they're nice.
Yeah, I'm probably too nice.
Oh.
Is that too nice? Probably too nice.
Well, depends on the person.
Yeah, depends on the well, yeah, depends on the person. Thanks, Jinzee. No, I would say let's go back to niching down. I should just be doing crowd control. I should just be doing that. That's
it. A lot of fun.
It is fun. It's a lot of fun.
Right?
But I worry about like so I basically am pursuing one thing to try to get good at it because the numbers were going up and I proved within like 2 months like it doesn't matter what I play. I need to pick something with like no ceiling kind of thing, and which is a valid strategy.
Yes.
Yeah. Have you so like you went off like World of Warcraft, like I mean you went off The Witcher as well, and like you've done all over the place. What are your top things that you've picked? Kitty. I see a cat on the screen. Sorry.
I've got a cat. She doesn't want to sit on my lap usually. She wants to sit on my keyboard, but she can't.
You did do this. You should do the other keyboard trick. Like you get a second keyboard.
I probably should, honestly. But then she also sits on my mouse.
So you started with World of Warcraft, and that was going up.
Yeah.
Would you go like you can't regret things, but like wouldn't you stuck it through? Like,
I have so many moments where I think to myself, I could have just stuck with World of Warcraft. And then after that, I should have just done Stardew Valley. And then after that, I should have just done Witcher. Like my life is a path of regrets.
Yeah, I mean, hey, Stardew Valley is still Stardew Valley is still valid, by the way.
Making videos on it.
Making the content, I know what you're talking about, though. Going live is one thing. Playing a game is one thing, but using that for content is just hard now.
Yes, exactly. And like as for Stardew Valley especially, everything's already been done.
Yep.
Guide-wise, so the only reason that one video got as many views as it did is because it was the first.
Which video?
Like the Stardew Valley, like I think it's 22 things I wish I knew before I started Stardew Valley or something like that.
Perfect clickbait title.
I wasn't even trying to clickbait. It was literally like, this is what I think this is. Like, God, I wish I knew this.
At least it works.
It's awfully outdated, but it still gets like a few thousand views every month, and it makes no sense because it's outdated.
No.
But like I was doing a 12 hours or a 24-hour stream, my only ever 24-hour stream, and I played Stardew Valley, and I was like, wow, I love this so much. And this was during my World of Warcraft time still, but I was like, no, I want to make this Stardew Valley video. I don't care if nobody watches it, because no one's gonna watch this, because I'm a Warcraft channel. And now it's the biggest video on my channel. And
That's
and
funny.
that's pure luck.
I thought the Witcher stuff was, to be honest, but that's
No.
funny.
And it's pure luck. Also, another thing, if you're ever going to be a content creator, don't do parts. Don't
do parts?
upload parts. Don't be like, oh, this is part 1 of 2. If
That's
like,
what I freaking realized as well.
Never do it, because people, okay, so the thing is, if you're watching part 1 and then part 2 gets uploaded later down the line, a lot of them are going to forget. Like, they're already not there anymore because they watched part 1. It's like, oh, whoops. And if people see part 2, they're like, oh, I need to watch part 1 first. But then they don't get to it, or they do, and then they forget about part 2. You know, it's, if you break it up, you're gonna
almost
lose
need to make it seem like it's a continual challenge, but make it its own video kind of thing.
Because even when you do that, if it's not all in one video, even if it's like 5 hours long, the video, that's better than having like 2 parts. Even 2 parts, it's still better. Especially because on YouTube right now, they're all about like watch rate. Like,
no, they are. That's honestly though, that's kind of funny. The funny part is this. I mean, I have very, very, very like Jinzee's the person to listen to on YouTube compared to me. My best stuff is 2 things. It's a video where I legit cry, not like even a fake cry. It's legit because I play a game called Before Your Eyes. You've ever seen it?
Oh no.
Okay. Yeah. So what it does, the game tracks your webcam. It basically tracks your blinking. So your character is dead, and you are going back through your life. Every time you blink, it pushes the story forward. So yeah, there's this moment at the end, and you're just like, I don't want to blink because I don't want to let go. It's just like this thought that you have. You're like, you're just breaking down, and it's just like, it's an amazing experience. You definitely should try it.
I kind of want to play that. Before Your Eyes.
Before Your Eyes. It's a like 2-hour game. It's like it's short.
I'm gonna play that.
Yeah, you're going to make sure it's like well lit, because it'll track some weird blinks kind of thing. You'll be like, wait, I didn't blink, but it's just like you fidgeted. It tracks your eye, not your blink. So if like it misses your eye, it's like if you look away, it's gonna be like, oh, that's a blink. So that's the one thing.
Chat? Is that what you're saying?
Don't read chat. Yeah, I didn't read chat. I did it. I was completely like, I turned off. That was a YouTube playthrough specifically. But point being, it was one part. It was one part all the way through. I didn't break it up. That's it. That's why the rest of Dragon Age is going to be done in one part. Like, I'm just going to finish up Dragon Age in one sitting, and it's going to be like a 20-hour thing.
Something that I did, actually, this is also probably helpful if you're doing Let's Plays in general, because I did this for my Witcher lore throughs, and does it well enough, obviously, is cut out the parts that you don't think are interesting. Mm-hmm. Because I know that a Let's Play is supposed to show the whole game, but I feel like that's more a long play.
Yeah.
In a Let's Play, I don't want to watch you walk through the same like grassland for 20 minutes. That's not interesting. So you can cut that out. Yeah. So at that point, you don't make a 5-hour long Let's Play. You make it maybe 2.5 hours, because the other 2.5 are you walking places. Yeah. Like, wow.
If you cut out travel time in games, it cuts time like just like to nothing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like that's my one thing for my editor. I'm like, hey, just cut out the walking.
No, for sure. No, it helps, because like you lose people otherwise.
What was your Witcher? Oh, sorry, yeah. What was your? You noticed what?
In my streams as well. Whenever there's a moment where I'm not actively doing like a part of the story or like a puzzle or whatever, like it drags. Viewers drop every single time.
Dude, the second it happens, it's like there's like a long like thing. I gotta walk across the freaking valley in Skyrim. And all of a sudden, people are like, no, nothing's happening. I'm going to go. Yeah. It's just like, you're not entertaining me for every second of time.
I know. Like, okay.
Listen, to be fair, you can go watch other streams. I'm not offended if you leave.
No, but it's like, there's definitely a point to be made to that good streamers will be able to entertain you even in those moments.
And that is a fact. Those are the best streamers for a reason.
Yeah, but like that's something you have to learn. But in a Let's Play, you don't have to deal with that. You don't have to do that. So why make things more difficult for yourself?
No, that's honestly a good point. Like, what are some like things that you're very engaging like on your streams? Like, you go to your stream, you read every comment.
I like you
talking read them all.
People. Like, I think like the only thing really that ever has really kept me going for streaming is that there's people for me to talk to. Like, especially now. Okay, I have been exceptionally lonely for like the year that I've been in Canada, because I'm in a small room. This is the room I see. And that's it. I don't go anywhere. My friends aren't here. My family isn't here. I'm here alone, and my chat is like my lifeline. Like, they've kept me going. So I'll read.
I mean, honestly though, like that's the same thing, same vibe over for everyone last year, but especially for like streamers too. It's just like,
Yeah.
well, our outlet is genuinely our community in terms of
Yeah.
being able to talk to people a lot. Like,
Exactly.
dude, I just flip on I still do this. Like, I work from like home, so I'm like,
Mhm.
I basically the computer, and then I'm going to like stream. But I just turn on my voice chat, and I just like I chill in my voice chat. People come through. We got like 20, 30 people, like 20 people in there, just like chilling on the workday. We all listen to the same music, so we just like play some songs, and we have our video chats on, and like that's it.
That's wholesome. That's fucking wholesome.
Yeah, it's like it won't work eventually someday when we're bigger, but like right now it's definitely fine.
It's your work from home office.
Yeah,
Digitally.
actually we called it the office for a while. Then I switched. To
Oh, well, there you go.
I called the chat room, the office, because people were just like in their cubicles, like looking over occasionally when someone said something questionable. And then you should try that, honestly. I mean,
I can't. I'm actually gonna probably go and see if I have ADHD very soon because
really?
my brain just goes like, well, I'm working. Oh wait, there's a book on my table. Gotta read a book. Oh wait, my phone. Oh wait, I can't. I have to tunnel vision or I lose
Well,
it.
that's thankfully how I think, at least from my perspective, for you, that's what streaming's been. It's been the streaming content's been the focus, or helped you focus.
I mean, yeah, like on stream I can focus on those things mostly because my chats is there and because I'm playing a game. But like when I'm editing, sound editing is intensely boring. Like,
yeah, your sound is better than mine. I'll tell you that much.
You're just sitting there like, me. That's my sound editing. Like, oh, is there a breath there?
Oh, you track breaths? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like I hate it when I listen to a YouTube video and someone's like constantly going in between their sentences. Like I can't.
Do I need to send you my edit of this podcast?
No,
you're gonna go through and be like, Cole, no, there's too much breathing here.
Stop breathing.
I think my sound settings are enough. I don't hear the breathing, but
you can. I have like really sensitive mic when I'm recording and like I'm under a blanket. Like
I just tracked the breathing. I just breathed. I just to check it. I was like, oh yeah, if I breathe right into it, you can totally tell.
It's a personal thing because the weirdest thing is I used to do bird words where I just like it's
bird
like
words?
a vlog. Yeah, like that's what I call my vlogs, like bird words.
Yeah.
And I would edit out my breathing there too. But because on all of my videos you wouldn't see my face except in the bird words, it really freaked people out.
Yeah.
It's like, Jinzee, I need you to breathe. Please breathe.
No, that's
you see me do this.
You do the remember the Chocolate Rain video? Remember Chocolate Rain?
Yeah.
The guy does that.
Chocolate Rain.
He like breathes off to the side. It's exactly what you're talking about. That shows our age on YouTube. There's now an age on YouTube. There's like eras now.
I know.
We're in this weird one where it's just everything's been done now. Unless you're doing vlogs and David Dobrik and like unless you're PewDiePie, people that have been here, Titans, you're not going really much anywhere.
Until they decide they're done with it, basically.
Yeah, until when they decide that's actually really interesting. When they're done, what happens?
Mm-hmm. Well, someone else is gonna take their place. There's already people that are taking their place. So it's like slowly.
Markiplier and things like. Well, I think Dobrik's had too much flack going around him. I think, but anyway, this isn't a gossip channel. Sorry.
Markiplier is a titan. I'm sorry, but he is.
I love Markiplier.
He will never leave. He's gonna stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
He's not leaving until I'm leaving, or I'll be sad.
My favorite guy is Nanners. You ever watched him?
I have not.
Okay,
actually.
Nanners was. If there's any streamer content creator I wanted to be, it was Nanners, because he is. You just gotta watch his videos. He's like insightful. He's very genuine. He doesn't try hard. He has fun with like he was like you ever like remember the Gary's Mod like all the Gary's Mod videos from back in the day, like Prop Hunt. That was them all the time. You probably seen some clips, but he went away for a couple years. Just out of the blue, just left, just dipped. But then he came back like recently, like last year. He's like, yeah, here, sorry guys, blah blah. But. That video, actually, of him coming back, you should watch it too. It is the most just like, it's very interesting. And I think as a content creator, you're going to go back and like really relate to it a lot.
Honestly, I feel like watching other content creators helps a lot. If there's someone you're like, oh, I love watching their streams, then it's definitely helpful to watch them and see what they're doing. So you can kind of, I don't want to say copy it to your own stream, but take notes.
I can't copy Code Miko. I love Code Miko. I can't copy her.
Well,
seen
no,
her? I take
that's
notes.
different.
Yes.
You can still take notes.
You can. You can. Actually, you could go through her channel. You could take her bit redemptions right away. You could take her like style of delivery, but I wouldn't do that.
No. And the funny thing as well is that for a long time I was like, oh, if I just have a very professional alerts and things like that, then it'll be much better. Like, no. Now I just get them because I think they're funny and because my artist Chris is just like the best ever.
Oh, you have an artist do your alerts?
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
Like, they're very slow because like she has an actual job outside of this as well, but she still does stuff for me as well.
Actual jobs? What?
Actual job, I know. Well, she didn't before when I met her, so but then she got a job and she's like, no, I'll still make some stuff for you. So she also made my starting screen actually. Like I just love her stuff. She made my tattoo, like heck.
Your tattoo?
Yeah.
The bird one right there?
It's a Witcher tattoo actually. It's like kind of accidental. Like it okay, I'm sorry. And
this is an audio. This is an audio medium, so let's describe it.
It says "Et Felmen Hiriath Tenved," and it's a quote from Jorveth, and it means conquer with courage rather than strength.
Yeah, and just I guess people don't actually. Where are you from again specifically?
The Netherlands.
The Netherlands.
Nederlands.
The Netherlands. I used to tell people you were from Sweden. I'm sorry.
Sverige. To be fair, I see that because I was listening to somebody from Sweden, and their English accent is actually weirdly close to Dutch accents. So. Yeah. I can see that.
Actually, as a European streamer, like in terms of, I mean, and you've done both. Like you streamed the Netherlands, right?
Mm-hmm.
In Canada now. Mm-hmm. So in terms of the two, like any difference at all, just depending on where you stream.
I prefer night streaming. I'll be honest. In like the streaming in general has become like weird for me because when I started there was no pressure. It wasn't my full-time job. I was just having so much fun. And I was always doing that at night, and then later I started streaming at night when I moved to Belgium for a while, but then I would also work afterwards, so my night and day kind of just merged. I just had one long day and it had different colors, but it was still one long day. Like
it had different colors.
But now in Canada, I stream in the morning, and it just feels different.
Yeah.
I would have morning streams every so often in Europe as well, and then it would feel like special. It's like, oh my God, we're up early, you guys. You're having a cup of tea. Whereas here, it's just like, I am getting up for my 9 to 5, except it isn't.
This is the reality of like just being in the middle tier of content creation.
Yeah. Like it feels less cozy. Somehow I don't know how to explain that.
It's like owning a small business in terms of just like every dollar counts, everything is just matters, and like every customer is important.
Oh my God, I get so many people who tell me, oh, I'm so sorry, I can only like go on the $1 tier for Patreon or wherever, and it's like, do you know how much dollar on dollar adds up? Like,
if 100 people are doing I'd rather have 100 people doing $1 than one person doing 100.
You know what? Yes, absolutely. Because it feels like, in general,
go to her Patreon, go to my Patreon, throw $1 up. Seriously, it adds up.
Stability. It's the stability. That's what it is, and like it feels.
Yeah. Oh, people don't. People do not understand how Twitch payout works.
They don't. No, they don't.
Oh.
No.
No, they do not. But yeah, what were you saying about stability?
It's really weird to look at people. First of all, for me, it feels like I don't deserve people donating like 100 a month. Like I'm just like I'm not remotely.
Dude, right? Dude,
like,
same boat. I don't know why. It's like someone's really nice drops like $100. You're like, holy crap. But at the same time, you're like, I don't know why. It's like I don't feel good enough for that $100.
Especially when you're stuck in a rut and you're like, there are better people than me. Why did you choose me? What did I do? And it's like, and because of that, it feels less stable because you're like, they're gonna leave tomorrow. They have to leave tomorrow because they're gonna figure out that I'm a fraud. But I'm actually really bad at this.
No, it's we're the same person, just in a different country. Like in terms of all that, it is so true when you come back down to it. But here's the other thing I've noticed: people will come in, donate a lot or tip a lot, and you'll never see them again.
Oh, I've had that too.
Happens all the time.
It's actually funny because at some points you have to also figure out, okay, do I have morals or do I want a high paycheck? Because I used to have this guy, and I will not name the name, but he used to come in every so often and just straight up drop 100 euros or 1,000 euros. Like at
Oh
New
my
Year's at one
gosh.
point, I was like, oh, like my plumbing had actually broken, and
Yeah.
it was a really weirdly high bill. And he was like, here's 1,000 to go and fix your plumbing, and it was like,
Well, that's awesome. But yeah.
and like I had 5 heart attacks, and then I moved on. But
Yeah.
that person turned out he just wasn't a very nice person
Oh.
in the end, and he made other people feel uncomfortable in my
Mhm.
community, and it kind of progressed like that. And I talked to him about it, I think once, and then I booted him.
Yeah.
And then I threw him out because at the end of the day, yeah, he was probably single-handedly paying my rent. But he was also making other people feel bad. He was making me feel bad sometimes. And it's like,
sorry, that sucks.
is that worth it? I don't think it is. I think it's more worth it to keep the people around you that you care about. Because I like this person, as much as I appreciated the donations, I didn't know him.
Yeah.
Except for that he made people uncomfortable. So I had to make that choice.
It's honest. I did something similar, but the guy was creeping on some other people. So he was, he pays like, his total was around like $1,400, and I had just gone full time streaming because of necessity. And that was like, you know what? I got no regrets to it. It doesn't even like, I don't even feel bad about losing the money because it was just like, it's just not right. It's just like, I can't. It's not good. So
it's something that you deal with. Like, it's something that, like, on top of this, just normally the work that you do, having to kind of mediate what you keep in your community and what you don't, in terms of how you run things. It's more difficult than people give it credit for, because like you sit and you think about this for a week, and it takes it takes a mental toll, and then at the end you're like, did I make the right decision?
I think with those decisions though, I didn't like the moment I found out what I was like, I don't care. He's gone, and I'm not done with this. Like, I don't care how much he's given. And then I banned. I've gotten rid of people that have been very generous like throughout their time, and then they just like go off one day. I'm like, listen, if you don't vibe.
Yes. Oh my god. But seriously, I had this one guy. At one point, he said something really out of quarter, and I said, dude, what the hell? And I banned him. I blocked him everywhere. And then he made a new account, and he said, oh my god, I've supported you for years. How can you do this? And it's like, okay, but you're the worst now.
No, we see your true colors here.
Exactly. Like, you can't ignore that. It's not good for you. It's not good for people around you. Again, you want your stream, at least I think for both you and me, I think you want your stream to be a place where people can be happy instead of thinking,
safe.
oh god, it's that person again. I hate it. Like,
well, I think I've definitely prided myself in making a place that's, it's safe. It's a safe, wholesome place. It's like, I don't care if you curse much, but it's just like, I basically made it a PG-13 place. I want it to be a comfortable place where people can turn on their face cams and you get to see your viewers. And it's just like, it creates a different level because it is so easy to get into the thinking of these people are numbers. They've got their own. I mean, I don't get too involved with people's lives because
I do.
Jinzee, can't do that. Like, the second it starts getting personal, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna back off a bit because I have 100 people here that I can't like get too involved with. Jinzee, you have such a good heart, but it's gonna mess you. It's gonna mess you up.
It will, and it has. I've taken some steps back, but there's some people in my community that they've been so open and around, and I know things about them. I've seen where they came from. Like, there have been people that came from such a dark place and they were doing terribly, and then they came here and they started, blossoming, I want to say, and I'm so proud of them, and I want to follow them, and I want to see what they're doing next. And like, Stanch just got a new tattoo and it's fantastic, and like I want to follow these people. I genuinely see them as a bit of a family, and I know that that's actually a bad idea.
I never say family.
I know that. No, in general, like I think if you're a content creator, it's probably better if you don't maybe make that connection to people. But
I'd say don't.
I again, I didn't start this off as being like something like for a job. I started it off as like, I want to make friends, and then I did, and so like I keep them close. But I will say that at this point, I try to make sure that people know I have a certain amount of spoons. And when the spoons are gone, that's
Right.
it. And I obviously use them on specific people more often than not.
You have a life outside of streaming and like people outside. Oh my gosh, what?
But like, yeah, I don't know. I always like when streamers become more friends than anything, but I think that's a personal thing. And
Yeah.
I know not every streamer has room for that, like in their headspace. Especially when you're bigger, you have so many people that you want to talk to. Like,
And so many
sometimes
people that want your attention and things like that. So I never get offended when streamers that are like specifically bigger streamers, like they can't like do things or I can't like even just like chill. It's like, I got stuff, man.
I'm not offended if they forget my name because I forget everything. Like I forgot what I said 2 seconds ago, so I'm not even mad. It's just like at a certain point, I once you get past a certain amount of followers, I guess, or viewers, you run out of time and possibility to get to everyone. Right. So I do think that if you get to the streamer first. You have a certain amount of privilege to their time. Like the people that were there first, I will always remember their name. I will remember where they came from. I will remember where they went. I will never forget them. But at the same time, that sets you up for trouble.
It can, because then people build these. Like, here's the thing: we're on the other side of a screen here. I have my own life outside of people. Like people are shocked. Like, Cole's a social life. It's like, yes, I do. Outside of streaming, I do have a social life.
Yeah, I think for me, it's more people leaving. I think we talked about this on your stream at some points in chat.
Yeah.
There are people who used to be regulars in my chat, and then at some points I just never saw their names anymore. And like for a while, I would then worry. I'd be like, "Oh God, are they okay? Did something happen to them?" And in the past, I would start looking for them. I'd be like, "Have you guys heard of this person?
Oh, you did?
Like, are they okay?" Like, and sometimes, there are times where something would have been up, but it's like, is it really my place to then like be there for them? And I don't think it is.
No, it's not. We're only so involved here. Like,
and like it hurts. It hurts, I think, when
we are a radio personality to most people. And I think it needs to stay that way. Because here's the other thing. I think honestly, what would help you and me is if we pulled back a bit in terms of being so accessible to communities. Because people then, there's a level of familiarity people get. There's a level of like, oh, Cole or Jinzee are always here kind of thing. They don't miss you. They don't get the chance to miss you. And the best way I've noticed then when my variety content was working was when I created FOMO. When I created this thing where it's, at the beginning of stream, we're doing something like if you missed it, you missed it. Like that's the thing. And you don't get to see like it's always what happens. So even the thing of us just chilling in the office, the voice chat thing. Yeah. Even then I think it creates this thing. It's like, oh, I've seen too much Cole today. Like,
oh yeah.
So but at the same time though, we get some people that are like the core people that will still just that still lurk. They still hang out.
We love you, by the way.
You're the best. Platonically. Platonically, please. Yeah, Jinzee and I's joke is a platonic friend.
I love Cole deeply, platonically.
Platonically. For some
My
reason.
husband is literally there.
Can you not? Guys already don't like me for some reason. Let's not solidify this.
Nick is very secure in his relationship. Don't worry.
I like Nick. Don't worry.
Nick is also a staple in my stream.
Yes?
Yeah.
Have I seen Nick in your streams? Here's the thing. To be honest, I come into stream, I say hi, and then I just lurk and chill and listen.
You should. You should. You have too much going on. Like, this is also something.
I do.
That I think after streams.
No, it's bit me in the butt today. It bit me in the butt today having too much going on, and I feel really, really bad in terms of what happened. So.
It's because we put so much on our plate for no reason, because we think we have to go and support other streamers. And as much as I want to do that, I want to be in everyone's stream, it's impossible. Especially if you start talking. Like when I start talking, I have this thing, okay, I can't stop talking because
I noticed that. The second I talk to you, you're in there.
I have to, because like they'll think I've left, or they'll think I don't like them, or whatever else. Like, oh, they'll be sad.
Irish goodbye. That's what I've accepted. I've accepted the quick goodbye. Like, boop, I'm gone. It's
dumb because I think we know that. Like, if I'm in a stream, if I'm streaming and somebody leaves, I'm like, yeah, okay, they got shit to do. And if I'm in your stream, I'm sure like, okay, well, she's doing whatever. Like,
no, I count the seconds you're not talking.
Oh, I know.
I have a board over here. Jinzee was here for 3 minutes out of a 4-hour stream.
Just add a stopwatch, like, okay, when she talking, Why isn't she talking?
Why isn't talking?
Okay,
Honestly,
friendship ended.
I think honestly though, like what would be very beneficial? Like obviously you're supposed to fill the silence as a streamer, but honestly, what I have noticed sometimes though, it's like I don't feel like talking. I have nothing to say. I'm gonna enjoy the silence with y'all. Like, and we're gonna vibe.
Yeah.
Actually, the best moments were when I was playing Ghost of Tsushima. Like,
oh yeah,
that game had moments where you're just like, I don't say a thing.
I feel like sometimes I talk too much for sure.
Like, I think I have the urge to talk, and it's like I don't need to. I'm not afraid of silence. I'm afraid of silence on stream because you should be talking.
Yes, like oh god, they're gonna leave if I don't say something extremely insightful right now,
or something so shocking. People are like, what the hell did Cole just say again? Like,
I know, like, I gotta share this on social media.
No, folks. In terms of, like for me, what works for me is when I'm sassy for some reason because people like sass, and I don't know why. And then the other one is when I turn off my filter completely. Like not cursing, I don't curse, but like in terms of it's not that I'm better than you, but no, it's just I just choose not to. It's just my choice. It's when I literally just drop filter and I just say what's on my mind. It's like it's total improv trick, actor training. It's like first thing that comes to mind, apple Sprite goes with bananas really well. Like it's just anything super random, even in context.
I'm head out.
Like it's just the free flow, and the free flow works because you don't know what the hell I'm gonna say.
It's the weirdest thing. I think maybe you've noticed this as well when you were making Let's Plays. When I did Let's Plays, I was more comfortable making observations at random than I am in stream.
Yeah.
Because first of all, I know I'm going to edit this afterwards, and also I know no one's watching at that moment. Even though I know people will watch it later, it doesn't matter because like I'm in my own little bubble playing this video game.
Yeah, I think it's very, very, it's true. It's like there's the level of comfort with Let's Plays, but it's sad that we should have just got on streaming content creation 3-4 years ago. That's just like we should have been where we're at 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
And this is something that everybody says when they're late to the bandwagon, I guess. Like if only I started before. Like you ever have those fantasies where you're like, what would I do if I went back in time with the same knowledge that I had before? It's like, first of all, I'm going to give my dad a note with all the stocks he should be buying, and then I'm going to start my streaming career.
The lottery numbers on February 13th, 2011 were this. Like,
it's easy to say what you would have done. If you
I would have stuck with DVD. I would have stuck with Dead by Daylight.
Oh, yeah. You know what? I really enjoyed Dead by Daylight. I just don't enjoy when the community came in and they're like, you're terrible at this.
Hey, Dead by Daylight community sucks.
I was not enjoying that.
But
the game is so fun. Like, I was mad.
The game, I was a killer main.
Really?
Yeah, I didn't like playing Survivor because I didn't want to have to rely on people to do things. But no, I enjoyed playing killer. I was like, this is fun. But the problem was, my biggest pet peeve is when people would go into the game and they clearly won. The survivors have a lot of advantages over the killer, especially with when they're talking to each other. Like, Dead by Daylight with your friends, like they win automatically each time. It doesn't matter. Like, most of the time they win, unless you're like very, very skilled. I hit red rank. Like I didn't not know what I was doing. So, Bommy Mommy, by the way.
No.
Queen toxicity.
I would be the K-pop killer at this point.
K-pop killer. Oh gosh, all y'all simping hard for that. That's funny. No, so what happened was the end of the game. It's like they clearly won. They opened the door. I didn't get any of them, or I got like one of them, and then they would just like wait. They would literally just like stall. They would go run around and just like hold, like basically they'd quote unquote farm, but they'd waste your time for like 5-10 minutes. After.
What is the point?
It's genuinely just to waste your time. Like they're like, oh, it's farming. It's like, no, this is a waste of time. Let's end the games. Let's go to another round. And people wouldn't want to. People just like, you can't catch me. And they wait till the last second. It was so obnoxious.
That's really dumb.
It's the one game my community told me to install.
I actually only played Dead by Daylight with my community.
No.
Like, and it was so much fun.
Oh, the community is great. It's a great community game. It's like you kill each other. It's so much fun.
Yeah, like I had this one clip of one of my friends, and he was just like screaming loudly, like. Ah!
No, it's so much fun with your friends. Like those Dead by Daylight is a game where basically you're a famous killer. You're like Jason Voorhees. You're Freddy Krueger. You're insert made up person, and you're hunting down like others. You're hunting down survivors. They try to escape like your horror movie. So
Yeah.
it's a fun game. It's a visceral, fun time. Nothing's creepier than Jason, or was it Jason? Jason just staring at you, just like waiting for you to move.
Yeah. It was just the people coming in the chat really that we were just like, well, I guess I'll play it off. Like we've also played Phasmophobia usually off stream because
Hate
people
that
will. I didn't mind it. It was like fun for like two games, and then it was like, okay, like I ran into the house at one point and I just started screaming the ghost's name and nothing happened because like, well, the ghost isn't active for like the first 5 minutes or something, and it's like,
well, what's the point?
Okay, why?
I just hate horror games, so Phasmophobia bugs me because it always seems to. I'm not kidding you. 80% of the time, it kills me first, and I don't know why.
Same. Like every single game, I go in there. The first time I got murdered on the stairs, and people started taking pictures of my body.
Yeah.
That's disrespectful, sirs. I was very upset about that. And then you sit there like, watching other people.
Did I play with you ever? Did I ever play with you?
No, I don't.
We don't think we played together. Okay.
I played it once on stream, and the rest I played like off stream with like friends.
But that's another game. It's like if we stuck with it, kind of thing, we would actually be doing really. That's the funny part. It's literally just stick with the game you're playing, or at least the game that's on the up thing. Just write it out. Just do it. Yeah. I did that with Among Us. I hate Among Us. I despise it. I loathe it. I hate it. It's not fun. Twofold. I'm not great at the game. I can admit that. I'm not great at it. Like and then some people are way better. It's the meta. I think if I played with you, did I play with you on that one? I don't know if I did because I played with a ton of people.
I don't. We should play together more, but
we have played things together, but like not as much as maybe. But it was like those party games where you're like 20 people playing Among Us together. So
Among Us gives me anxiety. I can't. Like I've said this to Nick as well. It's like I like games where we work together.
So Stardew Valley.
Stardew Valley.
You do need to come on for Stardew Valley crowd control because that's fun.
I know. I actually haven't even. Technically, I have not finished Stardew Valley because I still don't. Yeah, I have not done like all the island stuff. So
the new stuff. Yeah, Stardew. So we're talking about killer games where you like killer things. Like Stardew Valley is like you're playing on a farm. Your grandpa left you this farm so you can get away from your corporate life to really just get in touch with like people and the earth and things like that. Great wholesome fun.
Yes. I like it. It makes me happy. What can I say? I'm simple. Like
I
just want to have a cozy time.
No, that's honestly the perfect cozy time. Genuinely, I usually ask people on this like, how would you? I usually start at the beginning, but we were just rolling. So how do you define like passion?
For me personally,
for you,
when somebody brings it up, for some reason my pupils slightly dilate and my heart rate goes up a little bit, and I'm like, here's a 50-page essay on why I like this thing. That's for me because I just want to talk about it. I'm not doing it, I'm talking about it. I want to tell somebody else how much I like, then make them like it so we can all like it together, and then I can talk about it more later. Like I don't shut up. I think that's my thing. I don't shut up once I like something. If I don't like something, I'll just be like, oh no, I think that's really good.
We could stop your entire stream asking you one question. One question, she's like, gone.
No, but people have noticed this whenever they come on Twitch and they're asking something about The Witcher. And like, okay, that's my stream gone. My stream is now a Witcher. I'm talking about The Witcher.
We haven't even talked about The Witcher much at all yet.
I mean, we can.
No, it's good to. That's what I brought you here for. No, I'm kidding.
So anyway, about your fan.
No, I mean, like in terms of like, why The Witcher? In terms of like, just like what's intrigued it? Because you're probably the most knowledgeable person I know on just The Witcher.
I like a lot of things, but I think for The Witcher, it came at a good time for me because I don't know if I should trigger warning that. I'll say it like
you can trigger warning. That's fine.
It's a slight trigger warning. Suicide.
No. Oh, okay.
In my past, I was extremely suicidal.
Okay.
I've gotten better at that, but one moment when it got to kind of a high point where I was like on the edge. I was at a LAN party, and everyone was going to bed, but I had insomnia, so I didn't. And I said, hey, I have this new game. It's The Witcher 2, and I think you'll enjoy it. It's like, just here, it's a pirated version, go off. And I played that game in like one night. Like
you played the whole Witcher in one night?
No, the half The Witcher 2, one night, and then I just zoomed through it. And I was like, okay, I want to do that again.
It's like a 40-hour game.
I I just sank into it, like, because it was completely my jam. It was like, you know, this kind of medieval type setting, and it had elves, and all of the characters, they weren't this shallow shell of a human being. You know, they all had struggles and they all had moments of weakness, and their character evolved by the end of it. You know, when there's stories when a character is exactly the same they were from the start to the end, and you're like, okay, we learned nothing. And The Witcher is the opposite of that. You know,
Star
by the
Wars
end,
sequels.
yeah, well, yeah. For example, like Geralt is someone completely different by the end, and you see, especially Yorveth, which is my favorite character. You meet him at the start, and he's like this bad guy. He's gonna shoot us. Well, we should run away. We're never gonna be friends with him, right? Except then afterwards, you realize that the elves are actually being oppressed. So maybe we should look at his point of view a little bit. And then you see what happens if you don't capture him, and he gets scapegoated, and then the whole town enters a pogrom. Like all the non-humans are dying, and you're like, actually, maybe he has kind of a point. And then you have a point where you can choose to at least hear him out and kind of side with him. So you go with him, and then as you go on this journey with him, and he tells you more about his people and why he's doing what he's doing, and that he knows that there's never going to be a happy ending for him, and you kind of just start to sympathize with him and understand where he's coming from. That by the end, he becomes a friend. You know, he's not just some NPC that you went on an adventure with because you needed a vehicle to do so. It's like, you just made a brother in arms, and, you know, you're walking out of that gate together. You've grown together, and you have new perspective on things that you don't get that with every game. And I got that with The Witcher, and I didn't even understand most of the lore at the time, because The Witcher 2 especially is really deep on Witcher lore, where it's like, oh, we're going to bring up the Lodge, and we're going to bring up Demavend, and we're going to bring up, like, this whole slew of things that you know nothing about, and still it was engaging. And I think that's really hard to do, and that's why I like The Witcher.
Right, so but it was something that was very, very personal in terms of just, it's something that, like, you were able to just focus on.
Yes, I could sink into that world, especially because it had so much like other content behind it. Like I figured out, there's The Witcher 1 as well, which is terrible to play, but lovely to play at the same time. And then
I don't know how people get through The Witcher 1 to be. I don't get how people get through The Witcher 1 to be honest, but hey.
I understand that completely, which is why I have the lore through, because I know people can't get through it. Combat wise, like system wise, both The Witcher 1 and 2.
3 is okay with. I've only played 3 for the record, so I still have another DLC. I need to see.
DLC is fantastic.
I've heard good things. I think that was like the time I've had you the most in my channel when I was playing The Witcher 3.
Right? Excuse me.
You're like Witcher 3. Cole's playing Witcher 3.
I will always like seek out blind playthroughs of The Witcher 3, just so I can see people's reactions to like various things.
I'll have to play that when I'm in LA for a few weeks. It's on the PS5 again. No.
I cried a lot in The Witcher 3, and I wasn't streaming that. No. But like there's certain points. I think if you've played The Witcher 3, you know exactly what points I'm talking about. I just sat there crying like a little girl, like I'm so sad about everything. Everything. My life is a black abyss, but also, yay, I'm playing The Witcher. You know, that was great.
I don't even know what ending I got to this day. It was a good ending, I think. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it for people, but it's
okay. I Empress, Death, Witcher. Which one? Trying to keep it vague.
Yeah, I think Witcher.
Then you got the best ending. In my opinion, you got the best ending.
I think it was, if I remember correctly, it went Witcher ending. I don't think it Death ending. I can remember correctly. I know it wasn't. It wasn't Empress.
You would know if it was Death ending. You would definitely remember that.
Okay, yeah. I think it was Witcher ending. Great game, but no, I love how like in terms of just something you've latched onto just so well. Just everything about it in terms of it's a lot of lore. How many books are there?
Yeah. 7. Oh, technically 8. There's a Season of Storms, which is not.
See, exactly.
It's not my favorite.
What do you mean? What's wrong with it?
So it was written after the Witcher games, and it kind of felt more like Sapkowski was like, I need to get on this train a little bit. And his writing suffered. It was whereas the first books were all, from my perspective, were clever in their writing, and there were subtle jokes, and there was a little bit of introspective thought going on. A Season of Storms was very much kind of a return to short stories, but more callous.
Yeah.
So, for example, round about the start of the book, Geralt enters a town and there's a bunch of female guards, and they're just described as being ugly and disgusting, and they farted a lot. And it's like,
that's his description.
Yeah, like I mean, I could grab the book and like read it somewhere, but that's basically it. It's that they're disgusting, ugly, and farty, and you have this really long scene with them because for some reason we need to interact very, very long time and
with
talk about farts.
Farty female guards.
Yeah, and like I didn't really get like there is no point to it really because you don't learn anything about Geralt there. You don't really learn anything about the goings on in the town because that's later.
Yeah.
You don't like the guards don't really come up anymore, so it's just a passage about farty guards.
It's like a door. It's like the door passage, or like in Lord of the Rings, like when he goes through like page and a half, 2 pages describing the door.
Yeah, like. In Tolkien, I understand that though.
Yeah,
but here,
it's like
literally just I don't need to read a passage.
At least you're getting
about
history on a door, but it's like it's still a door.
Yeah, and like the Witcher books, like the Season of Storms, they're usually like this thick. They're not this thick.
They're like an inch thick. Like they're not like 3 inches thick. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, they're reasonably thin and easy to get through. But and then at some point, Geralt finds a door, and it's a really obvious joke. It's like, oh well, the password for this door is friend, which is the standard magical password, and it's like, ha ha ha.
We get it. We all read You've all read Lord of the Rings. We get it, fantasy authors.
Yeah. Exactly. And
wouldn't kill you to make a new race, but let's go elves every single time. I know as much as I love elves.
I love elves, but I do wish that more people would do something different with them. I do think the Witcher elves.
Yeah, Witcher elves are cool.
Yeah, they're interesting because they still have that I'm haughty, but they also have that actually are you at this moment in time? I don't think so. But yeah, no, it was more it felt more lazy in writing, and especially the ending. Like I won't spoil it, but it's very vague as to who you meet at the ending. And
they try to continue it on?
Well, it's not really that. It almost feels like they were very intent on invalidating the games. As petty as that
because I'm pretty sure he doesn't like the games, or at least he didn't like the games.
He wasn't a fan. I don't think he hates the games. I think that's something that people say a lot, but I think it's just not his thing. Like games in general are not his thing, and people bring up the fact
why. Yeah.
That he sold The Witcher right for like 10K or something, and then he was mad about that. What a lot of people don't realize as well, on top of that, is that his son got very sick and he had to pay for a lot of medical bills, and that might have had a lot to do with that. But in this instance specifically, I felt like it was just in bad taste.
Yeah.
Where it was like, well, if this is who you think it is, then the games can't have happened. Now, can they? Like,
well, we can. I thought they'd established the games are their own thing. Like they're not.
Yeah, they are. The games are not canon. Like anything but the books isn't canon. My personal head canon for me only is books into games. Because if you have just the books, you run out of stuff to talk about a lot. And I also love the games, so I want to talk about the games. It's just that everything around it, like there's a tabletop and there's like the show.
Is there a Witcher tabletop?
Yeah, there is. But they all have their own like little lore bits and pieces everywhere, and it starts to clash with either the books or the games or both. Right. So I kind of have to draw a line there.
So books is like the center, and then you go from from there. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
We could talk about the show, but I think I want to hear it. We gotta talk about it. Sorry, like we gotta.
I had long reviews about this already. I deleted them at this point because I got.
You got some hate. You got some flack from that, like, and so that's why we. Yeah. Honestly, like, this is my channel. People come after me. I don't care, but like.
I don't like the Witcher Netflix show for a variety of reasons, and the main reason is just that it does not follow the lore. And I don't want to say we were promised that it would, but they very much marketed the show as, we're gonna follow the books extremely closely, and then they didn't.
They kind of, at least for me, like I read the first book, the first season. I was like, oh, that story's in the book. That story's in the book. They at least took the ideas from them and put them in there. I think for some part, but I'm saying the level probably it's like
the problem,
over-promised, under-delivered.
Yeah, like they cut certain things from especially Ciri and Geralt that were really important to me, at least. And I don't know how this feels to everybody else. I know there's a few people that feel the same way. But in the second book, which is Sword of Destiny, you get more Ciri and Geralt, like Ciri meeting Geralt, etc. There's a piece in Broccolon, which is really sweet in ways, and character development wise important, because it's Ciri and Geralt meeting for the first time, and Ciri eventually understanding that this is Geralt, this is the Witcher she was told about, the Witcher that she was promised to, and she's this bratty child that just yells about my grandmother and I'll chop your head off and all that, and then Geralt's like, I'm gonna beat you with a belt if you don't shut up. And then at some point they have like this moment where Ciri and Geralt and Bren, which is a dryad that they're traveling with, they're lying under a tree and they're gonna go to sleep, and Geralt tells them a bedtime story, and it's really sweet because Bren, dryads don't get bedtime stories either. So it's this grown woman and Ciri that are like, oh yes, tell us a bedtime story, and it's really sweet. And then they get to the center of Brokilon.
Nothing like a rough, masculine, like man telling you
it's really sweet. Like he's telling a story about a fox and a cat, and it's very simple, but it's very and that comes back later, which I think is adorable.
Yeah, and then what were you saying?
Yeah, they get to Duincanel, and the idea about Brokilon is if you enter Brokilon as a young girl, you are now part of Brokilon. You will become a dryad. You are of the forest.
Right.
And that's something that they already didn't really address in the show.
Didn't they go? They went there, right? Like they went to that.
Yeah. Ciri went there with the
dryad
elf
place.
Boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, there wasn't the elf boy that she met, and the elf boy isn't in the books either. But I think they might have had him as like a little bit of a stand-on in maybe for Bren, or maybe a mix of girls and Bren. But yeah, she goes to meet the leader Ethne, and she says, no, you're going to drink the water of Brokilon, and it will turn you into a dryad, and you will forget your past life, and you're never going back. And Ciri's like, I don't want to.
Yeah.
And Geralt is really mad about it as well, because they're very stern people. And I think if you've watched the show, the dryads in the show are like Ethne is this nice grandmother type person. Yeah,
I noticed they were like just like, we're really nice people.
Yeah, they're not nice people. They are furious because Ethne's whole deal is that she used to have a daughter, Moren, and she actually slept with Geralt before they knew that he was infertile. But she was killed in the war against humans. She was trampled to being she wasn't even recognizable anymore. Yeah. And Ethne had just became more and more furious at that point, and she says, I'll take back what you took from me. I'll have a daughter from you in the end. Which is Ciri. Yeah. She's just angry, and all the dryads around them are angry too. Like no one's happy to see humans. They lay with elves, but not humans. And so Ciri drinks, but she doesn't turn because of her elder blood. You know. So and Ethne also seems to allude that because of destiny, she was not meant to be a dryad. She was meant to go with Geralt. Yeah. And then Geralt drinks the water as well because he says, I don't think you gave her the real water. Thank you for allowing her to stay a human, Ethne. That's so nice of you. And then she lets him drink, and he realizes, oh no, it was definitely the real water of Brokilon. And he gets this whole vision going on, and then they end up outside of Brokilon eventually. And all of that was cut when this was such a bonding moment between Geralt and Ciri, where it was like, yes, I am your destiny. I'm going to follow you wherever. Yeah,
I didn't care for the time jumpy thing they went for in terms of like all over the place. It was hard to follow along. I liked the show. It's not my favorite show for sure. I'm interested to see season 2, but you're gonna watch season 2.
Probably. I actually if I didn't know that people would ask me about it, I wouldn't. Yeah. People are going to ask me how I feel about the show. I'm going to probably make a Patreon and a Ko-fi video about it. Yeah. But do
you have both?
Yeah, I do both because Ko-fi is better than Patreon. Patreon takes.
I think someone from your community actually asked if I did Ko-fi.
Yeah, Ko-fi is better. Ko-fi is basically just straight PayPal.
So for those who don't know, I wanted to get into, so I want to keep talking about Witcher, but I wanted to explain to people how Twitch payout works because people
go on.
Don't get it. You were describing it a long time ago, and you're very for PayPal, Ko-fi, Patreon.
I prefer if people never gift sub, never do bits, and just do PayPal because Twitch takes so much. Mm-hmm. They don't care about creators. If you are really, really big, you can negotiate. Yeah. If you're lucky,
you can get 70. You can get 70-30.
Yeah. But we get 50-50 on subs. So if you give somebody, a sub, we get 250. Twitch gets the other 250.
And then we get taxed.
And then we get taxed on top of that, also through Twitch. And Bits is kind of the same thing. And Bits is a little bit better then gift subs. As
Except
with, like,
the viewer gets a little screwed over instead of like
yeah,
it's at the content creator.
exactly. Well, like in that same way, it's still the content creator as well, because say you spend like $20 on bits and you're like, oh, I'm gonna give those to Cole because I love his content. Then instead of you getting $20, for example, you get I think 1,500 bits or something like that, which
$5 is gone.
Yeah, the viewer was like, I want to help Cole, but Twitch is like, no, help me. Like,
and then we'll help Cole.
Yeah, Twitch is no one's friend.
No.
And there's this whole like idea about bleeding purple and it's like being loyal to Twitch. No, absolutely not.
I could say honestly, like there's a point in time, I think honestly, like if I am like just stagnant, I got no problem going over to YouTube. I got no problem going over to Facebook.
I've considered it.
I've considered it too. Because YouTube's getting better and better at their stuff. Now they have like subscribers. They have like the equivalent of everything except a format of gifting subscriptions.
Yeah.
The second they have that, I think you're probably gonna see more people go over to YouTube.
Well, I think the one thing that YouTube does a lot better is ad rev.
Yeah, but they don't do. Actually, I think somebody, Dr. Disrespect, was talking about basically YouTube has problems promoting people unless it's like Minecraft or Roblox or stuff like that. They won't promote like certain streamers at all.
Yeah, I can see that. But if you bring over some part of your community already, I think it's still better. Like I'm looking at my channel analytics right now, and ads are like $12 over a month.
Yeah. On Twitch?
On Twitch, yeah.
Yeah, I got like 7.
That's what I mean. Like ads they're not doing anything for us except that someone's going to see an ad and they're going to think I can't be bothered to wait for that. And
for the records, yeah, exactly. And it's live content. Like if you want, I don't know why they don't turn into like a small YouTube or like you can organize your VODs. You can do the TikTok clip thing. Like I don't know why clip a stream thing is not a thing. It drives me nuts.
I know.
That'd be great for content.
I have one person who keeps doing like all of my clips, basically. Cool stuff, thank you.
Oh, she does?
And it's actually really useful, and I wish Twitch made that part easier, where it's just like, oh, that's funny, click. But instead you have to go through this whole clicking thing, and they don't make it easy. They don't make it easy to make content outside of live streaming, and that's their problem, really.
Here's the thing. Through Twitch, we can do some pretty incredible stuff. For sure, it allows us to do this stuff, even with the money. But at the same time, it comes to the point in time, it's like, all right, why are you how much you take, your quality of like site is not adding up. Like the amount of money they take, there should be like pretty much everything people are asking for.
And it's so weird because I think Twitch isn't even making a profit.
I don't know if it is or isn't.
I'm fairly sure they're not, because that's why they also started like their MMO. Like they started this whole gaming division. Yeah, they weren't profitable.
For New World, they're pushing the tar out of New World.
Oh yeah, they absolutely. Like they're trying to find.
But
I looked at it, but I'm not sure about it. Like I'll try it.
I'll join you, but like that'll be our co-streams. I got no problem trying new games at this point in time, but it's so funny how dependent it is. But anyway, for Ko-fi or Ko-fi, like if you tip through them, we get 100. PayPal as well, you get 100% aside from PayPal fee. Like, and then Patreon takes like 10 to 12%. Sometimes I think somewhere in that range.
They take a lot. I noticed because I used to just do Patreon, and I think it was like $500, $600 on Patreon. And then they took like $100 of the month.
They took. Oh, really? Is it different for you?
Yeah.
It might be different for you than for me.
Like it was really infuriating. Like I looked at it and
for
leaving.
Like, no, I think they only do 10 to 12% for me.
I should have like the best. I can actually check because I was like because I was one of the first people that actually did do Patreon.
No.
Wondering if I can check that. And then you were like grandfathered in basically to have the highest tier, because this is the reason that they started being strange.
Yeah.
It used to just be a site where you would get I have 5%, the founders plan.
Okay, you have 5, so I have 10.
Yeah.
I have 12. I have 12 because I have some loyalty thing where they take a couple bucks extra to give people stickers and some things like that. So that's fine.
Like I'd rather use that kind of money to give something to my patrons in that case.
No.
But like Patreon it used to just be nothing at all. They would take nothing. They would just have like, the regular custom fees. but then they added these plans to make more money because
Yeah.
I guess the shareholders weren't happy or something. And at that point, it's like, do you actually care about your creators, or are you just looking for your shareholders again? And
that's always the issue. I mean, in
right?
terms of like this, it allows us to do this thing, but at the same time, so basically what we're saying is just tip us through PayPal.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, and it's unfortunate because my goal was always to remove ads on YouTube. Like, that
Yeah.
was my ultimate goal, was to be able to make YouTube videos without any ads, so everyone can just enjoy it for what they want it.
I personally think that's a little, I get the idea behind that. I think it's too idealistic, solely because it's just like that can be a serious revenue stream in the future. That's the thing.
But if I did have that, like, I'd probably just give it to someone else. I would like to be self-sufficient without YouTube, because YouTube has been so bad to us as well. Like, we're talking about Twitch, but YouTube is just as bad. The copyright striking willfully. Like, I was looking at my channel content actually recently, and I suddenly realized that my Crohn's video for the Witcher lore had been like partially demonetized, and they never even sent me an email about that. It's just there all of a sudden.
Interesting. They didn't even say it. They didn't do a thing.
No, I had no idea. And that really cuts into things, especially when it was like a 44-minute video.
Yeah.
They just don't care if you're small, even if you're a little bit bigger, they don't really care.
It's the fact that we are small. It's the small side of, like, we're talking about small creators. We're not talking about big creators, but
if you were small on YouTube in the past, you were still mostly fine. But then the adpocalypse happened.
Yeah,
remember the adpocalypse?
Yeah, I remember the adpocalypse. Basically, channels were getting demonetized like crazy. Yeah.
Well, that and advertisers pulled out.
Yeah.
That was the big thing. Big advertisers pulled out, and it cut everyone's revenue in half at least. Yeah. And it's that kind of instability where you're like, oh well, if that happens again, what'll I do? Like, if everything comes from YouTube, what'll I do? Which is why everyone's like, diversify. You gotta diversify your content, and you do, but it stretches you thin. Like,
to be honest, I don't want to diversify my content. I would rather just be happy on Twitch. Like, that's the truth.
Same. Like, it's like the Bilbo quote from Lord of the Rings, right? It's like, you feel like butter spread too thin on too many pieces of toast.
I love that quote. That's because that's me.
that is how it feels. Like, that's genuinely, sometimes you're just like, I'm lying starfished on the floor, like, I am empty. I got nothing left to give.
It sucks, man. It's just like, yeah.
And they want more.
Well, people. Here's the thing, though. I think at the same time, it's. I think personally, like, so for me, my community, like, right now, is just like, there's this great group of people that just love pretty much anything I do. They're supportive. They love it. They're cool because they're like, I appreciate their time. They appreciate mine, and I'm bringing them more and more value with more things that I do. But new people aren't coming.
Don't come in. Exactly. And I have no idea where that even comes from. And I feel like maybe in a part, it's because you already have a community. Like, a lot of people will come in and they'll see how tight-knit it is, and they'll feel either alienated or awkward to try and enter that bubble. And it's really unfortunate, because, like, I love meeting new people, and I know that my community and your community, every time I've seen somebody new come in, like, everyone's been so welcoming. When I came into your stream for the first time, everyone was just like, hi, like, it's nice to meet you.
Oh, they're lovely. Like, I love them when they do stuff. Like, it's like the best feeling when people are like, hey, good to see you. Like, they're just like super nice.
Exactly. I love, like, from my stream, Wall always says hello to new people.
Wall is very nice. I do like
and
Wall.
Like, that's something that does so much. Like, and I know that sounds strange, because it's like, oh, somebody just says hi emote. Like, yeah, but it means that person feels seen. Yeah. Like, they have just entered the community instead of just saying hi and then crickets. You know what I mean?
Actually, it's a perfect example. We, in our Discord, if you join in, usually somebody grabs them and says, hey, welcome in. Like, someone just does it, not even mods. And at one point I turned on a bot. I was like, someone could do this automated, and some people were mad about it. And not mad. They were like, oh, I like saying hi to people. And then I realized, like, oh, people like the personal, like, just like the personal greeting from a person, and not a bot coming in and greeting them into the Discord.
I mean, it could be both, right?
Yeah, no,
My Discord,
I think our Discord's pretty. My Discord's pretty active, but
yeah, for sure. No, I see. Like whenever I open your Discord, there's always like a bunch of people in like voice chat and things like that.
we
So
did that. I did that for two reasons. Two, one, I want the chat going 24/7 voice wise, and two, I want to take pressure off of main channel because it goes like 1,000 messages deep in like an hour, and you're just like, there's no way I'm reading this.
I just stopped. I gave up.
Yeah.
Like I used to try and do that whenever I like woke up the next day and I checked my Discord and I was like, okay, I'm gonna scroll up and I'm gonna read all the messages. Like, no, no, you're not.
That became a point. Yeah. I did a message. There was an issue though. Another issue. It's kind of funny. It's so here's the problem with content creation. You're gonna run into 30 different problems you didn't even think about every single time.
Yeah.
Every single day. It's ridiculous. Like you're playing the wrong game. You played the right game at the wrong time. Your time slot changed. People can't make it. People don't like you. People leave. 3,000 things going at once. And so a perfect example is like people were hanging out too much in Discord compared to like they would never come over to stream.
Mm.
And I felt so bad, like saying, "Hey, you know,
y'all come
guys,
over to my stream.
Can you come to the stream? Because it's like it's not about the Discord. It's like it revolves around the stream. Like you can go hang out where you like. It's not like a thing." But it was more like when people were like in my Discord while I was live and they were all hanging out in there and they weren't even lurking. I'm like, guys, you can't.
Yeah.
Like, the channel dies if people don't come through.
Yeah. I genuinely feel bad about that too at times.
Yeah.
But like I understand that sometimes people will have moved past my stream. And that sucks. That really sucks.
That's the fact. I mean,
they still enjoy the community. They still like hanging out with the community, like and talking about stuff, but they just don't like watching the stream anymore. And that's like totally fair. It doesn't mean it doesn't feel bad, but like I think one thing that
I can relate to that. I get that.
If you are thinking about becoming a content creator ever, something that you have to first really, really hammer home
is don't go variety.
That's and also don't take things personally. Don't ever don't when people don't show up anymore, don't say, "Oh, I suck," because it's very easy to think that, and I still think that because I didn't hammer that home to myself. When people don't show up, I think, "Oh, it's me. I'm bad. I'm bad at streaming."
Oh, I still do that every day.
Yeah. That's what I mean. Like if you feel like that's something you're gonna do, please don't get into content creation. I'm actually begging you.
You notice the trend? I've had a few streamers on. I'm not trying to have this just be a streamer-only podcast.
Well,
for the record, I wouldn't mind that. I'd like a streamer-only podcast. That'd be fun. But my point is, I don't want this to just become a streamer helpline or kind of thing like that. But the interesting point is, every person has said that exact same thing, and it's true across the board. At different levels of success. We've had, Ben Rice, K-Witty, Biotic Nova, and they're all just, they have different varying levels of success. And Bugsy, they all say that same exact thing. You can't let any of it get to you.
Because it's true.
Yeah.
Like the moment that happens, that's when the spiral starts.
Yep.
And once you start
spiraling, I've done a few spirals.
You're gonna see it in your content. That's
you do. Well. People can read it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, keep going, Barbie. I keep interrupting you. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. I do that too. I'm so sorry. We're Canadian.
Like I said, we're the same person, just different countries.
We are different body. Like you're my brother from another mother.
Exactly.
When I wasn't doing this for like my work and all that, I looked at some of my older stuff during those times, and I look happy and I look healthy. My hair is on point, and I'm just like enjoying myself. I love my content, and then there's this clip where it becomes my job.
Dude, honestly, same. I was looking at the original Dark Souls playthrough the other. I'm like, wow, I look happy.
Right? Like, where did that go?
It went away when we saw people being super successful, and we started comparing ourselves to it.
Yeah.
And just I'm gonna be honest, I'm doing great compared to most people on Twitch. And because I want something more, it's not bad, but you can see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Like you can read on people's faces when they're like, "I'm doing okay, but."
I don't like coming to stream and being. I've gotten better at it. I don't talk about stream stuff on stream. But
I try not to.
Don't do that, folks. People get turned off to it immediately. Period.
Yeah. Well, I think
you're there to entertain them. They're not here to be your therapist.
This is a thing that I have noticed, and a lot of the times I have to put on a mask. especially because I am struggling with depression and all that.
Yeah.
I have to put on a mask. If I'm streaming, I have to be there to make other people's day better. And I can't be sad. It's not my time to be sad. Maybe I'm sad, but you're not allowed to see that.
Ooh, I love
We have
that.
to sit there and we gotta entertain, brighten your day. And then if we're sad, then after the stream, maybe on Discord we didn't talk about it. Doesn't matter, but don't put it on stream.
Yes,
don't put it on stream.
Don't put it on stream. 100%. No, I like how you said that. It's not my time to be sad, and I think that's something I could apply. Because you know, full-time job right now and all the content stuff that I do, it definitely weighs. And then when you see your numbers after, like, oh, I suck.
It's why I always cover my viewer number with my OBS so I don't see it. And then
I check it. I don't like have it up 24/7.
I don't, because you can see it in me. Like, I deflate when I see that no one's watching. I had this one time where somebody had requested a game and it was Wastelands 3. And I dropped to like 30 viewers.
Dude, I dropped to 40 last night when I was playing League. I'm like, oh.
Like, it's so deflating. Like, I saw that and I was crushed. Like, straight up crushed. And I know that game wasn't like a good streaming game, but I didn't expect 30, you know what I mean? But like, then
the same thing. Then you be sad. No, same thing though. I get it. Like, there are some games that you should just not stream. You should just not stream some games, period. But at the same time though,
games.
Which one?
Strategy games.
Vanity games?
Strategy.
Oh, dude, strategy games. Like, I love strategy games.
Same.
Age of Empires 2, Red Alert 2, Civilization, like Sins of the Solar Empire. No, the only time it's worked is when my brothers all of a sudden goes like, yo, you want to play Age of Empire Orb? Like, I was like, guys, you're gonna see what it's like actually playing with my brothers. The smack talk is so real.
When there's something else outside of the game that is entertaining, that it's not just you playing the game.
Yeah, that was an impromptu thing where it's like, we're gonna play this game. We always play like off stream, like my brothers and I, and that's a different vibe. But you're right, it sucks. Strategy games, unless you're good at the strategy game, don't stream it. Don't stream it.
Oh, okay, like, can I mini promote?
Yes, no, you can promote all you want, please.
No, it's actually for a friend.
No, you can't do that. Just kidding. Go. If you send me the link, I'll post in the vid.
I'll send you a link. His name is Ragnar, and he plays a lot of Warhammer on his stream, and he's really good at it. Like, I watch him, and he's like, okay, I see this is happening. I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and then it works.
On point.
And then it works. Yeah. I'm like, how did you know that? But how did you do that? And like I could never do that. I'm one of those people who builds a nice little town and then says, look at my nice little town.
I genuinely do like strategy games. So I Age of Empires Civilization. So, but I tried streaming Age of Empires for 1 hour one time. Like, oh, this is terrible to watch. Like this, I realized it when I was doing it because it's so hard to get people involved with little pieces. Yeah. It's like chess is over in 30 minutes. Like, but strategy games can go for hours.
Yeah, and especially if you aren't good at it, like if you watch people that are very good at it, they'll be like, okay, these are the things I got to build first, and then this, and then this, and then I'm gonna do this, and it is over in like maybe 10 minutes.
They can get the games by fast.
But when I play it, no, that's 2 hours on one map, dude.
You made a pretty wall. You made a pretty form.
It looks so nice and cute. We're not getting anywhere.
No, there's two types of streamers, and that's the perfect way to see the two types of streamers. There's entertainers, and then there's skill. There's expert streamers. Expert streamers are your, Nick Mercs and your Tim the Tap, people that are really good at.
I used to be one.
Yeah, which one?
I was World of Warcraft Mythic Raider. I was really good at what I did. Like, I was rank 1 Disc Priest on like a bunch of fights. Yeah. So I went from that to whatever the hell I'm doing now.
Yeah, exactly. Like, honestly, in terms of, that's why I picked like League. I think I'm going to do this though with League. I'm going to play most of it offline now and stream it occasionally or stream it like once or twice a week. And then
when you get comfortable?
Yeah. I've gotten comfortable. Yeah, no, when I'm good though. Like this thing, I have to be good. I have to be platinum or above, if not diamond and above, in order to like draw in people like, oh, he knows what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like that's the thing. What?
When you're streaming League, I feel like you're enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like you're having fun in League.
I am having fun in League. Shockingly, I should not be having fun in League. No one has fun in League. I'm having fun. I'm like, yay! I get to kill, snipe people from across the map. I get to dash around. I can ruin people's day. Just kidding.
And I think what you like is not just growth in like numbers. I feel like you like personal growth. Like, you're somebody who needs to, as a person,
this became Jinzee's stream. Yes.
Alongside.
No, keep going.
In general, like alongside what you do in like streaming, I feel like that's kind of something you need, because every so often I do lurk in your stream a lot because I like watching you. But a lot of the times when I feel like you're playing something that you're doing for other people instead of trying to self-improve at the same time, I feel like you wither a little bit.
I do that so stinking much. I do that all the time when it's just like, I feel bad. It's like, I promised these games and these things and I can't deliver. And then it's like, or I can't deliver. And then I try. I'm like, this game sucks or something like that. It's just, what sucks to me. It doesn't suck to those people. But like, I've tried in the past to play certain games. It's just like, I won't, you're 100% right on that character development. But in terms of just like, I need to play games for me. And you know what? I like the horror games. Like, I hate horror games. I hate horror games.
I get it.
But they're hell of entertaining, so it's just different.
Did you like Until Dawn?
I hated Until Dawn. Until Dawn sucks. Okay, here's why. Because I am a gamer. So when it comes down to games, there is right and wrong, and there are numbers, and there are factors, and there are things that matter, and there are win and loss percentages and things like that, right? Until Dawn's like, F that, you screwed up at the end, you lose everything. It's like, no! This isn't every moment and people come in. So here's what the problem is. Until Dawn, there's a lot of choices. It's like playing a movie. It's like playing a horror film. Lots of cool actors in it. Really great performances. Cool game all the way through. Great idea. It's more of I'd say it's more of a movie. If you played like Heavy Rain, Detroit, Until Dawn's like a horror version.
I loved it.
Yeah, you liked Until Dawn. It's a good game. I get why people liked it. I was having fun. I was liking the game, even though it was a horror game, up to the last like few moments. Like when it came down to one choice that I did, and I didn't quite understand in the moment the consequence. Like two moments. I'm just like, oh, it was just like these shock moments where it's like okay, here's a perfect example. In the game, there's a part where it's like you can save, like you find a dog, right? You either help the dog earlier and it helps you later, but there's a choice you can make where if you make the wrong one, the dog dies, unfortunately, and it's a sad part. But I could see where I made my mistake. Right? Like I go back, like, oh, I didn't do this. Like that was the thing. I was like, I felt bad in terms of like, I felt bad. I was like, oh dang, I messed up. Yeah, that's the sad part.
So happy I saved the dog.
I tried to. I genuinely tried. I was like, oh crap, I didn't save the dog. When it came to this part at the end, there was 2 points where it's just like, I misunderstood something where the communication wasn't clear. It's like either run or hide. And I chose to run and the one person died. I'm like, oh, okay. I was like, oh, that sucks. I was like, it wasn't clear. I
know what part you mean.
Yeah, and then later at the end, there's literally a choice. It's like it's basically kill the monsters or save this guy. And honestly, it's like at the moment in time, I was like, I felt tricked by the last choice. That's what happened specifically. I felt tricked, so I was like, oh, I need to go with like against this and do this option. But then when I hit that, everybody died. I'm like, wait a minute, this isn't like everyone. So it's a complete fail state. Because I made it to the end and I did everything else right. So that was my issue with the game, that it came down to one moment as opposed to, yeah. And then people are like, oh, it's a game. Oh, no, it's like real life. I'm like, it's not like real life. Yeah.
No, this sucks. Shut up.
Games are not real life and they can't emulate real life. And I'm tired of people saying that.
Like, I kind of agree with you on the choice, honestly. Because like I saved everyone except for one because I thought.
Who did you save?
Just literally just the final person, like the guy.
Mike?
Yeah, Mike. Like Mike. He died. Like I set the place on fire too soon, basically. But I was like, how are you supposed to know that that's gonna happen? Like,
no, it wasn't clear. It's not clear when it's like the right time to do it.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because like I understood that I was trying to get everyone else out calmly first, but I was like, oh, and then you two are gonna run out together, right?
Yeah, nope,
right?
nope.
Right?
Yeah, they didn't for some reason. And only one guy running out by himself, Chris, like running out in the beginning by himself, like that's not in character. That's not Chris.
No.
He would have waited for the girl, like his girlfriend.
I know. Like
that's what drove me nuts. I'm like, he should have like he would have stayed.
There were definitely some out of character moments, but I mean, I still like Until Dawn better than I liked like the next one. What was that called again?
Man of Medan?
Yeah, that one sucks. I'm sorry.
I haven't played it.
Everyone. I wanted everyone to die. And
I want everyone to die Until Dawn. I just liked Chris and I liked who's the guy, the Letterman?
The Letterman?
The boyfriend, the other boyfriend.
Oh no, I like the girl.
Which girl?
Oh, what was her name?
Aiden Panettiere, Sam?
Sam, yeah, she has
like
a magic towel. It's great.
It's the magic towel. that sucker stays on, dude.
It will never fall down.
Yeah, do a DIY video of like how to do Sam's towel that never falls.
She's using the fashion tape. for some reason.
Oh,
for
it's
towels.
Matt. Matt is his name. Matt. Matt's the
He
guy I
was
liked.
loud.
When he stands up for him, he has a growth. He has a character moment. Like that's what I
Yeah.
like about him.
Mhm.
Instead of getting run over by Emily, whatever her name was. Ugh.
Emily sucked. I hated her so much.
She never grew. She never changed.
I did a playthrough afterwards. I did 2
Yeah.
playthroughs, and
Oh, you
one
did.
of them I just killed everybody, and it was so satisfying to see Emily just get wood chip. Loved it. Oh yeah.
Streamers
Look
aren't
at the
sociopaths.
1,000.
Streamers aren't sociopaths.
No, never.
Oh wait, what were we talking about before this?
Oh, I tried to kill everyone in Man of Medan, but they all survived.
Okay.
And I did my best
To kill
I
people.
Really, to
They
kill
probably
people.
took notes from the first game because people probably complained that it was too easy to like kill people. Like, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing. We'd be like, oh, it's like real life. There's no way you survive those falls. Everyone's surviving like 20-story falls.
And also the fact that every time you don't have a phone. Come on.
Yeah.
No, you do. Shut
You have a
up.
phone.
Yes, you do.
You have a
Like,
phone.
there's a phone. Especially over there, there's gonna be a satellite phone there.
Something.
In the middle of nowhere, you're gonna have a satellite phone. Don't lie to me. You're rich.
No, but honestly, it's a good game. Go play it. I just didn't care for the ending, and that's just on me.
Yeah, I super enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's fun. Wait, what were we talking about before we got to Until Dawn and pick games that like basically play games for you. That's kind of what you're saying. As now this is the passion project brought to you by Jinzee.
We're doing passion, so we're allowed to go on 10.
No, we're totally fine. We're totally fine. That's the beauty of this project. Doing things for you, I think you'll just like, it doesn't matter what you'll play. Like, I will probably come up with better content if I just focus on my, like, if you can't even think of something, it's fine for a while. But like,
Yeah.
like I said, I finally figured out variety streaming when I stopped going full time. The irony is very, very much real. It was like the Lego stream, and it was like, all right, we're gonna buy $500 worth of things. Like it was, yeah, don't do that, by the way. Your community might be funnier. Like, so
Was that when
I gave my community like $500 to like buy things off Amazon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw that.
Yeah, they're like, okay, let's get this. Like it was supposed to be like body pillows and just like, you know, weird anime things, and just like it's supposed to be like awkward and cringe. Nope. They're like, oh, you don't have a toaster. Let's make sure you get a toaster. Like, you don't have pots and pans. You gotta get pots and pans. You gotta get a coffee table, which I still haven't set up. You have to get a coffee table.
That's so wholesome.
I was like, this is too wholesome. I was like, gosh, guys, no, you're missing the point.
My community would 100% use all of those $500 to buy me Jorvet body pillows, and that's that.
Just body pillows, yeah.
Just body pillows.
I sent one streamer a body pillow, and I never mentioned it on the pod. I sent Nova body pillow of Garrus from this.
I mean,
yeah, you know, it's Garrus. It's Garrus. It's Garrus. You played Mass Effect, right? Yeah, you love Mass Effect.
Yes.
I still think it's better than Dragon Age. Sorry.
I have a small poster in the hallway that says "There is no shepherd without Vicarian."
Oh,
really nice. That's him in like evening dress gown.
Yeah. Did you play it when it came out?
Not on release, no.
Okay. I feel like I'm the only one that did. But back in the day, it's before I did streaming or anything. But so here's what happened. Like, so the midnight release, everyone gets their copy, and then at Mass Effect, BioWare was tweeting like live tweets. They've been spotted, and they've been spotted. Like everyone was in on the joke or along with it. Like, playing, yeah, we're stopping them in LA. Like it was just this fun back and forth with everyone on Twitter. It was so much fun. I wish game companies did more stuff like that.
Was it Twitter already at that point? Am I that late?
2011. I don't know. How old were you?
I was 21.
You're 21?
No, yeah, Mass Effect released way before that.
You were 21, 2011. Is that what you said?
Is that
I
what
was
I said?
20.
Yeah, yes.
No, I was 19, 20. Yeah, I was 20.
I was 21. Yeah, because I played first Mass Effect on my Xbox.
Yeah. I played them both on my Xbox 360 all the way through, same save file, one playthrough.
I was small then. I was
small?
I was small, Jinzee, and I don't
what
think
does
I
that mean?
I was a kid. Like when did that release?
2011. 2012,
Really?
2011. Wait, the first one?
Yeah, the first one. No,
before Dragon Age.
Mass Effect was 2007.
Yeah, I had no idea it was before Dragon Age, by the way. It felt like
the Dragon. Forget that
one? I forgot. Mass Effect is smoother than Dragon Age.
Right? Yeah, it feels like a much newer game somehow.
Maybe it took them longer to make Dragon Age.
Maybe. It's also, I think, the aesthetic of Dragon Age is more like dirty, I want to say, if
Even
that
the
makes
blood
sense.
splatters everywhere.
Yeah, yeah, and there's like ground and stuff, which in Mass Effect it's like metal wall, you know.
Oh
So
yeah, it's clean. It's
yeah,
you can keep it very straightforward.
yeah.
Except the stinking Mako. But anyway,
We don't talk about the Mako.
we talk about even the remake. Actually, speaking of streaming like Mass Effect, it's hard to stream Mass Effect. What I was learning when I was playing it again, I'm like this. Well, first off, as a variety streamer, you should not do this. And I keep making this mistake. Do not play games you have played. Like, do not touch it unless you're doing some challenge run. Don't touch it.
Yep.
Unless it's God of War.
I feel the same. Play blind or don't play at all.
Play blind, don't play at all, or unless it's God of War. That's so fun to watch every single time it comes on. It's like it's a great game to watch.
God of War is fantastic, which is why I have the boy emote.
Boy.
Honestly, you do a really good boy. Honestly.
Yay.
I am looking forward to the second one so much.
I know. Actually, so in terms of I'll ask you a couple more questions before I like to go here because I can keep talking with you all day. But yeah, so games you're looking forward to, and then what do you wish you were passionate about?
Well, it's gonna be God of War.
God of War 2, yeah.
Like I'm not really looking forward to anything except for that, and like
Harry Potter.
We don't talk about Harry Potter in this house anymore, sir.
Oh, sorry. Okay, they're across the board. All right, moving on. God of War. God of War only.
No, God of War and Elden Ring.
Elden Ring. Yes.
You're looking forward to that. Let's be honest.
I most of my entire first half of my stream career was in Souls, so yes, I'm looking forward to Elden Ring. I don't care what y'all coming to my channel. We're playing Elden Ring.
we are playing Elden Ring. We are all playing Elden Ring. We are Elden Ring.
Elden Ring's gonna be a blast. What do you wish you're passionate about? Or more passionate about? What do
you wish I was more passionate about?
What do you wish you're more passionate about?
Oh, dude, I wish I was really into IT.
Really?
Yeah, for real. Because that's so useful.
Oh, you mean as something from not useful as a streamer to going to, I get you.
Yeah, no, like if I knew how to code, I'd make my own website. I'd do like really, like I'd be great.
I was learning IT at the beginning of this year. I wanted to shoot myself in the face. I was so bored. I was so bored. I was like, I hate this. If
we were passionate about it, we wouldn't be.
I know. It's so like, what would your approach be? What's your approach to things that you love? I guess you could say. Like you tell, like basically it sucks you in, and then you just like divulge like.
I'm getting tested for this at some point, but I'm pretty sure I have ADHD. I need a hyperfocus. If I don't hyperfocus, it just gets ignored.
Yeah.
Completely. I don't.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I have ADD, but I do drink too much caffeine, so I get like all over the place.
It's like for me, like if and I've had this since I was a kid, which is why I feel like I should probably get tested. Is that like really, if it doesn't interest me, I know nothing about it. Nothing sticks. You can't keep my attention. But if I'm interested in it, I now know everything. Like I learned English at 10 because I wanted to play Zelda.
Wait, that's right. They wouldn't have had the languages.
There was no Dutch Zelda.
There's no Dutch Zelda.
Like, what is the Deku Tree saying?
Justice for Zelda. What's your favorite Zelda? Oh, I can't see that. Is that Majora's Mask or Ocarina of Time?
That's all the Zeldas, but I actually have in the corner. If you have very good eyes,
I can't see
where I'm pointing out, I have a tiny Majora's Mask.
Oh, Majora's Mask, cool.
Yes, Majora's Mask is my favorite.
I think Ocarina of Time. No, Breath of the Wild's my favorite. I get why people like Ocarina of Time. I love Ocarina of Time. It's so fun. But Breath of the Wild is just such a fun experience because it's so new and clean.
Yeah, I started with Ocarina, so it's always gonna have a special place in my heart. But
I think the first one I played was Link's Awakening. I love that one. Oh, I love that one. Yeah, it's great. Game Boy Color, baby.
Is that the one that got like a remake on the Switch?
Yes, it got a remake on the Switch. This cutesy. Yeah. So I played the OG pixel-y thing. It's a cute little story.
Yeah.
It doesn't even have Zelda. It doesn't even have Zelda in it.
Who's Zelda?
Who's Zelda? I'm playing as. Didn't everyone name their character Zelda back then? Because everyone thought Link was Zelda.
No, I named myself Manuk.
Manuk.
My actual name. I was like, that's my name.
So your name is actually Manuk?
Manuk, yeah.
Why did I know this?
I used to have it on my page, but then people would keep asking me how to pronounce it. And I'm like,
okay, you know what's funny? I don't know a lot of people's names when it comes to stream. Like I know like like Kaywoodies, Mind Bent. Like I know like my name. I know a few people.
You know your own name called what?
Guys,
no.
this is why I'm a streamer. Okay. Manook. I love that name. Okay. So, well, nice to meet you, Manook. I've only known you for 2 years.
Very much.
I thought your name was Jin or something.
Ah, yes, Jin, the most Dutch name in the world.
Oh, that's awesome. We're really good friends, guys. I don't know if people... Well, here's the thing. As streamers, we only see people's gamer tags forever.
And I don't mind. Call me Jinzee. I'm going to keep calling you Cole. I'm sorry.
Well, Cole is... I strategically placed my name in the thing because I was like, people can just call me Cole and it's still my name. Coltrane. DM, though, I got to get rid of. I've been trying to get rid of that for a long time.
I still don't know what it means. I always think it's like Dungeon Master because I like...
Never gonna confirm. I will never confirm what it is. Anything. Even if people get it right.
It means you need to start a D&D campaign with your
game. Again?
Again?
I used to do D&D as a full-time... not full-time, as a stream. 2 years before, I actually had a D&D channel. That was all I did. I'm a damn good DM. Oh, because I had too much passion, ironically. I had this level and people were here and they just didn't meet mine. That's all. I can't hold people to my level. Jinzee's like, let me play.
Let's go. Let's start one. Let's go.
I have about I have like 200 to 300 pages of like lore. Like of world building and homebrew.
Make it happen. You know how often my stream asks me to do D&D? Like,
how often?
I'm so sorry, Andrea. I'm not a DM because like I know nothing about
you
DMing.
do good with lore building, world building, I think. But yeah.
I would, but like I've only ever done one D&D campaign.
Yep.
And like we're still in the middle of that, so I'm not gonna be able to build anything appropriate. But you have passion, Paul.
Oh no, like you have to understand. I'll give you like a little detail. Like my favorite thing that I made the entire thing. I made an entire soundtrack for almost every single player. Every player had their own like soundtrack. I hired actually another guy we're gonna meet up with, another guest in the future, Zach Heidi. He's actually our channel theme still. That's him. Yep. Players had their own theme. Cool. Places had their own theme. Like evil characters had their own themes. Like they're important enough in the story. I gave them their own theme. I had things for moments and like I had things for combat. Oh yeah, it was legit. It was legit.
That's fantastic. I love that.
That's why I always went broke though, because I was buying those things. So I was hiring a composer.
If you're ever thinking about starting up a D&D, hit me up. Like if ever at some point you're like, you know what, it is time, then I will write to Rohan for you.
Perfect. And then was the other thing. So I made the soundtracks, but I also like made, I made continent maps. I realized I made my map the size of Asia and I didn't mean to. But everything had lore. Everything.
At least you can expand then, right?
Oh yeah, no, we had like, I honestly, here's my biggest regret. I wish I didn't have the D&D lore because I based a lot of it. I used it. The more and more I got into it, the more and more I pulled away from it, made my own thing. But like that was, I would go back and remake everything and just take out D&D stuff. I would make everybody human. I would make everyone their own like special race because I don't like D&D lore in general. Nothing against D&D lore.
That's fair. That's totally fair.
I don't think D&D lore is bad at all. I just think like when it comes to homebrewing, it's like, all right, I want to home brew. I want my own stuff. I'm creative enough to do that. Like, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, that's totally fair. Like, I like writing my own stuff as well. Like, I think I tweeted about this where I was like, I'm going to write a book at some point because like I have on my phone, I just have a list of notes. Yeah. And in like, I have this little book, which ironically is a Zelda book. I write in it. Every so often there's just going to be like some things in there that like. Yeah.
Some ideas. I have, I think, a few of those notebooks in there somewhere, but I use Evernote, and I need to get back to it a little bit.
Yeah, no, Cole, we're bursting with creativity. What are we doing?
I know, we're playing games. Honestly, though.
What are we doing?
Honestly, though, that is the thing, though, when it comes to this like kind of thing. It's just recognizing where you're really good, and you know what, like, and I think like we want to deny things because we want either the success or this is what we think people like or this is what we think we like, and I think that's what it comes down to.
Yeah, I think it's okay to have a smaller niche, honestly, and I think a lot of the times we feel like growth. We need growth. We need that to just stay alive, basically. But it's okay to not grow to thousands.
Oh, I've realized that lately. Absolutely.
We just want a niche that works for us, where we're happy and where we can also pay bills.
Yeah, no, I mean, as I picked this up from my church, and then I picked this up from like Ben and like a couple other people. But it's like you just need to be significant to the people around you to live a significant life. You don't need to be significant to millions of people.
No,
Honest,
absolutely.
you don't. And I think because you like a good example is that it's like you go to like some small town, and like everyone knows like the local butcher, the local bartender,
Mhm.
the local insert thing here or insert person that's relevant in their community and how much they
Yeah.
give back and how much time they're significant to people.
Yeah.
So
No, absolutely. I agree. That's a really good way to look at it,
yeah.
honestly. Yeah.
And it helps in terms of like the number mentality where we're so focused on it, but at the
Mhm.
same time, like you said, the sad truth is like even with all that, we still need to grow because people
Yeah.
leave, and we
Yeah.
basically need people to come back in or new people to come up.
Yeah. Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's going to be an eternal struggle until we figure out where we are at.
Yeah, I mean,
And I
honestly,
think
maybe I kind of hope that, like, for you, I genuinely hope it's writing for you. Like, I
I
genuinely
hope
hope,
so.
like, as much as I want your Twitch stream to take off and go, kind of thing, and not that it doesn't deserve that, because I look at streamer, you guys have to understand when it comes to like some streamers, there's no reason why some streamers are super popular over others. Genuinely,
Absolutely.
it's luck, it's a viral moment, it's who
Mhm.
they know. And
Yeah.
it's not knocking them and their success. They did something right. They did something on point. They did things you should do. But there's some smaller streamers out there, genuinely. I'm not going to say me, but like I know some streamers out there that genuinely deserve more attention and more because
Absolutely.
they give more.
Sometimes I'll watch somebody who has like a few thousand viewers and it's like a mostly silent stream.
Yeah.
Which like for some people that's what they want, absolutely. But there's only going to be one person who can do that. There's
Yeah.
only one person who's going to be the silent streamer because you don't need more than that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I mean, I definitely never want to knock people for their success.
No. Like at the same like it's luck and it's being viral. Like that is 100% the kickstart, but it's also using that moment and keeping it because like you can have a viral moment.
Yeah.
But if you do nothing with it, then you're still gonna stay where you were.
We both have had viral moments. I shut mine down because I didn't like the direction it was going. But like that was the difference.
Oh.
Dude, I had like 3 TikToks go viral. I started a trend and I didn't even mean it.
You did?
The sundress thing.
That was you?
Oh yeah, if you saw a sundress secret, like guys, don't say anything about the sundress. That was me.
Oh no.
If you saw it anywhere, that was because of me.
I was like, every time I watched your TikToks, because I'd be like, okay, that's a TikTok. I like the TikTok. We're on TikTok. And then I kept seeing like the same content because I watched your TikTok.
Oh, my bad. You mean
And I was
variety
like, what is
content that
this
doesn't know where it
sundress
goes?
thing?
Oh yeah, the sundress thing. The sundress trend was there. That
Oh.
trend went. It was the
At least you went.
council. You know what? I can't. But it proves that viral content doesn't really like.
Yes.
It's not gonna matter going
Exactly.
viral one time.
Yeah.
Right? So
Oh,
stop
yeah, so-
waiting for that viral moment, folks.
Mhm.
Don't wait for it.
What you want is consistency anyway.
Yeah.
Virality is nice, but if you're not consistent, you're getting nowhere.
So, Jinzee and I literally could talk forever. So,
We have been.
we have been. I think we need to call it. Otherwise, this is the longest episode, which I'm cool with. We'll have to do another episode with you at some point in time.
We just meander into various topics.
Yeah, but we get along, so it's cool. I love it. Guys, can we please can one shout out all your stuff right now, please? All
Okay,
of it.
well, I am Jinzee, Ginzee on Twitch, and I am the proper bird on YouTube, where I talk about stories and nothing but stories, nothing else. We're going to talk about Shadow Hearts from the New World, which I didn't enjoy, and the topic after that's going to be werewolves, which I do enjoy. So look forward to that.
Favorite werewolf game? Go.
Favorite werewolf game? Oh, there isn't really one. Like
There's not.
honestly, I'm going to say Vampire the Masquerade, Bloodlines. Which is weird because you don't play as a werewolf, but it's still the best one.
Don't play there, dude. There was this werewolf game I played. Were you there for that?
Yeah.
You were there, dude. That was the worst game I've ever played.
It sucked. Like I was looking forward to that game too, and it sucked, and I was so mad about it. I really
that was a fun moment too, because someone came in, raided me. It's like, hey, do you want I will pay the game. You want to play it? Because it just kind of like, screw it, let's play that. And that was a cool moment. It was like that's a fun thing about streaming. You can just do something random. But that game sucked. And that was when I was trying to be more positive. I was like, I've been down on this. I'll be more positive. And I'm like, I got this game. Like, this game sucks.
That's why I'm going to talk about werewolves that don't suck. Because I
Exactly.
already did a vampire video. Haha!
And Van Helsing is the best werewolf. Okay.
Okay, I'm leaving. I'm out.
Thank you, Jinzee, so much for coming on through. All right, guys, we are going to dip out. My name is DM Coltrane. This is Project Passion. This is the longest episode. Just under 2 hours Let's go. 1 hour, 59 minutes. I think we'll probably cut it up for time a little bit, but that is so funny. Follow here, follow on Twitch. And honestly, we'll have more content coming on through. And honestly, hopefully, we can find what you guys would like to see more passion stuff. Please leave comments below if anybody's made it this far in the video. Below.
Tell me your favorite werewolf game.
Tell your favorite werewolf game, or honestly, tell me other topics you guys want me to go find, because I don't want to just do streamers. As much as I love streamers like Jinzee and all the friends that I've definitely gotten through, we have other people coming up. We have a game developer coming up soon. We have a composer. We have an actor. None of them are on Twitch. Like one of them, they don't do Twitch mainly, but actually no, the 3 of them don't do Twitch. Perfect. Cool. There's lots of stuff coming up, folks. But go follow Jinzee, follow here, subscribe, like, all that stuff. Bye, guys. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching the video. I want to give a special shout out and thank you to these patrons right here who allow us to continue making this content. If you would like your name here as well, please check us out on patreon.com/DMColtrane. Thank you so much.